Good morning, MHS engineers. So the task at hand and what we're working on right now is creating a CAD model from our design drawings. And so it looks like most people have submitted a hand-drawn copy, scanned it, put it up to Slack, attached to the assignment, and turned it in. So you really need to start there. So if you haven't done that yet, make sure that you get that done. Now, I want to go through one of my designs, or my design that I showed you last week. And I am going to try to do this in Fusion using only basic tools. So that means that whatever I do in Fusion, you can easily translate that to the online version of Fusion, or you can use Tinkercad and very much do the exact same thing. So everything I create in the model, I'm not doing any fancy steps. I'm using really basic, rectangular prisms or cylinders. I'm moving stuff manually around the page, so there's really no advanced Fusion stuff whatsoever. Now, if you know or feel comfortable with some of the more advanced stuff, by all means, go right ahead and do it. But I want to make sure that everybody can create one of these models no matter what tool that you're using. And so I sort of wanted to model that. So as you look through this video of me making it, know that, I tried to force things together and some things are a little fuzzy. And so you can just see some of the things that I've done. Anyway, good luck creating your model. Remember, that's due on Friday. And if you need any help or questions, feel free to post it up to Slack and or Classroom, and I'll get right back to you. Take care. Have a great day. Okay, here we go. We're going to start by, let's see, saving first to make sure that we always have the document in good shape. Catapult project. I'm going to start by creating a sketch. I'm going to choose this plane. I'm going to make the two long sticks first. Let me just change the units to inches. So I'm going to make the two sort of like lengthwise sticks. I'm going to use the dimension 0.5, which is half an inch. And I'm going to just sketch these out real quick. There's two of them. And now what I want to do is I want to keep them a certain distance apart from one another. So I am going to put a dimension line in between. Now this part isn't critical. You don't necessarily have to do this, but trying to be a little bit more exact. So I'm going to keep them, about 8 inches apart from one another. And then I'm going to go ahead and extrude those, press pull them out, two sticks. Okay, good. So those are the two lengthwise sticks, and now I need to create the cross pieces. And I'm going to use the same thing, cylinders, to do all this. So I'm going to keep it really, really simple. So even on the most basic modeling program, you can use cylinders to get this done. And so I'm going to go ahead and create these. Use the plane that is perpendicular, so sort of across. And once I get these set, I'm going to move them. And so, oops, I didn't mean to move both of these. I'm going to move it into place, and notice I made it a little bit too long. It's just going to take me a second to get this sort of organized. And it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be really close, and that's fine for this design. Good. Let's move this right into place here. Notice I just got to fine tune it, and then I have to shorten it slightly in order to get this right. Good. And I'm going to just make it a little tiny bit shorter just so it fits in there. Perfect. I got to adjust it just a little bit more. Again, you can do this with even the most basic of modeling programs. So I'm just using all primitive shapes and just sort of moving all these pieces into the right spot. So now I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. So it's a move copy, and I'm going to copy it to the other side. And now essentially I have this box frame. My intention is to just use these sticks and then to use twine at the corners to fasten them together. I'm going to create some more structure in here. So I'm going to create the uprights. I'm going to use a sketch to do this. Again, I could just use the primitive cylinder tools. Sketch makes it slightly easier just because I can position it better. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to drag these up just like that. Good. Okay, about 6 inches high, somewhere around there. Again, it might not be perfectly to scale. We're just trying to go quick to get a very basic model just to give us an idea. So these are my two uprights, and now I need to create some diagonals to hold these in place. So I'm going to go ahead and sketch some more cylinders to do all this. Again, these cylinders just represent sticks that I found in the yard. So I'm going to drag one of these out. And then what I'm going to do is once I get it to be about the size that I want, I'm going to rotate it, which is just what I did right there. And I want the edges of these to stick past the front end because it's going to sort of hold it off the ground and allow my catapult arm to pivot. And I'm going to do the other one by move copy. Now something's a little funny with these. They're not perfectly lined up, but that's okay. They're a little twisted. But we're going to just let it go. And this is the stuff you run into when you're not sort of parametrically designing or using sketches to get everything just perfect. Okay. And I'm going to draw some components to go across each of these. Again, just think of these as like sort of frames, boxes. Good, I got one there. Again, it just takes a little bit of time to get these matched up just perfectly because when you end up moving things like this, it's never exactly right. Good. Okay. Now I got to do the top one. Doing the top one. Perfect. Notice there's a little bit of little discontinuity at the bottom stick there. But I'm going to just keep it that way just for the time being. I just got to fix this top one right into place here. Okay, good. Good, just still adjusting it ever so slightly just to get it right. And now I want to put a piece across the bottom. No, wait, actually, yep. I might change that. Hold on one second. So I'm going to get rid of that piece because that's not consistent with my original plan. Um, I'm just going to build the arm because in my original plan I was going to use sort of like a torsion bar setup where I'm twisting it. And so I'm just going to put the arm in here and sort of let it float sort of freely in the middle but have it lined up. So this is my catapult arm. And then lastly, I'm going to craft a really simple basket. I think on my original design I said that I was going to use some like leaves or something to like weave something out of just to sort of hold the projectile. But what I'm going to do is create a cylinder and I am going to shell the cylinder. Hold on, I'm going to zoom in for a second here. So I'm going to shell this cylinder and then now if you were doing this on another modeling program or the Fusion 360 Online, I don't know if you have access to the shell function, but if you don't, you can just make a cylinder within a cylinder and hollow it out that way. It sort of does the same thing. Wait, hold on, I'm grabbing the wrong edge because I'm too far zoomed out. Okay, there we go, I got that. And then now I'm just going to simply move it up into place with the move copy command. And we're going to move it up and we're going to tilt it to sort of make it look nice. Good. I just got to grab the right edge to make this tilt properly. Again, all these moves, this is definitely not the most efficient way to go about it. There's better ways to do it, but it's hard to show you when you're not all around. And so there we go. And then I'm just going to center it to make sure it's just perfect. So it's lined up right. And then I'm just going to kind of drag it back and forth till I get it just set up right. And we're almost there. It looks pretty good. Move it over ever so slightly. Tweak the numbers a little bit. Yeah, just bump it over. and then that's it. So the only thing that's not modeled here is the spring. I just saved it, which is a rope that's going across sort of the bottom of the arm. And that is a model, a very basic model of the catapult that I'm going to try to make out of sticks. So there you go. Thanks for watching.